Welcome everybody to our Degreed webinar entitled Empower Your Self-Development Learning Platform. Today we're going to learn all about the Empower platform that we have available to us that's run by Degreed, and we've got two Degreed special guests with us today to share the information. So if you would, Katya, go to the second slide there. I want to thank everybody for being so punctual. I'm sure you all saw my email this morning. We'd like to make sure that we're up and running as quickly as possible because there's a lot of information to share. A couple of housekeeping things I wanted to share with you all. Number one, this is being recorded today, so just wanted to let you know that. We are going to have that recording up and in Empower by tomorrow morning. So we're going to share that with you. If you haven't already, make sure to disable your video and mute your microphones. We are going to have some Q&A time at the end, so if you have questions as we go through, if you could make a note of them and hold the questions until then, and then we're going to see how it goes. We'd like to use the chat feature since we've got a large number of people on the call with us today. So once we do start the Q&A, let's use the chat feature to do that. If you go to the next page there, Katya. So I wanted to introduce you to our special guest today. First, we have Katya Ribeiro. Katya is the Director of Enterprise Sales for Degreed. She has a lot of experience in this within financial markets, and she's had global accounts with LinkedIn. Her main skills, communication, active listening, negotiation, and time management. So welcome, Katya, to our session today. We also have with us Bob Vila. So Bob is our client success manager. He has 20 years of experience with human resources, exchange management, training and development, recruitment and selection, organizational design, succession planning, and due diligence. So Bob, welcome to the session today.
Thank you.
All right. So if you could, Katya, I think that was the last for my slides. What we'd like to do is pass it over to you, Katya, and it's all yours.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this invite. It's a pleasure to be here to talk about Degree. I'll try to be really fast in the introduction of Degree. I just want to introduce the company to everybody to be in the same page, to understand what we do, what the platform does. So really quickly here, and then Bob is going to make a demo. It's going to be really real with all the company's information. And so talking about Degree, it's a learning experience platform. It was founded in 2012 with the idea that we cannot be compensated and the company see us just on what we learned a couple of years ago. So not just about my degree, but the idea that I have been learning since I graduate, right? And I learn every single day. And the idea is that the company can see what we are learning and how we are developing our skills here. The idea with Degree, it's a learning experience platform, as I said, but it makes the algorithm works in a way that it makes the experience of each person really unique, okay? So talking about business, when we see in this disruption time, we see that 1 in 3 companies really success in this challenge, right? And then we say, why? What's the reason why we don't really adapt to all this digital transformation? The idea, when we look to everything that we have courses, we have platforms, we have everything for us, but still people don't really feel that they are prepared for the future. Okay, so in this survey, 80% of the workers said that they don't feel that they have the skills for their next careers steps, okay? So here at Degree, what we do here, we connect your skills, not just what you do, but also, I mean, you do in your day to day, but also how you've been developing in other areas. You can be in marketing, but been developing in artificial intelligence or software developer. So we connect what you've been developing in terms of skills to opportunities. Okay, so we understand how you've been learning every single day inside the platform. Okay, and the idea again is to connect what you've been learning to opportunities inside the company. Okay, today we integrate with more than 1,000 content providers, also with everything that you have generate inside Embraer. Okay, so we bring everything together to have one unique platform, and again, making the machine learning work for you to generate this content to be unique for each one of you, right? So everything that you make in the platform, the social learnings, the group that you are part of, everything about your experience, what you learn in terms of content, it's gonna make the algorithm work for you and makes, again, this experience to be just for you. So Bob is gonna show the demo. My feed, it's completely different from his feed because I have skills that I have for my role and also that I want to develop that are completely different from his. Okay, so I just want to bring some of other logos that we have, not just Embraer. Embraer is here as well, but we have a lot of clients, and together with these clients we have 4 million users, and they also work for us for this machine learning to make the experience really unique. Okay, so I'm gonna give to Bobby now. He's gonna share his screen to make a demo now for you.
Thank you, Erica. Oh, Katia, sorry. Guys, please let me know if you can see my screen. I will show you the first of all, I will show you the welcome tour. Can you see the welcome tour, Katia?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Guys, this is your first screen when you enter for the first time in our platform. So the main point here is that we're gonna be guided to this welcome tour. Let's get started. This is a real environment. That's our live testing environment. So I can check my role or a group of roles, for example, financial or engineering, or in my case, I'm a client success manager. So nice to meet you, Bob Villa. I'm Brazilian, native Portuguese speaker. So please, if you don't understand something, just chat and we can try to translate in Spanglish, or Katia give me a hand. So my role today is client success manager. I will choose my position or my department because the algorithm has already prepared some suggestions for you. So it's our first time the platform. Just to have a point of start, you can choose your department, your position, and click to the next step. The algorithm will bring for you, the platform will suggest some skills that you may want to develop, but you can check and uncheck any kind of skills that you are interested in. So I don't want to manage time. I want employee coaching, but I want business consulting, but I don't want account management, for example. So I can choose include and exclude. Oh, there's nothing here, and I want to be receiving and getting more skills and more trainment or more content related to active listening, for example. Active listening, I can choose active listening and include in this first step. Okay, so this is a moment for you to think about your career moment and what you need for the next challenge. So you can include and exclude. So let's click to the next step. The next step will give you the opportunity to self-rate. It's confidential. Only you have access to your skills, your rating, your personal rating. It's for you to understand where you are today, and in the future you can re-evaluate yourself and maybe thinking about change the skills that you are interested in being impacted by the feed. For example, it's not the rate about the skill, is the if you pass the mouse in the numbers, you can see the ability how you can apply this skill. So if I choose myself with a 2, I say that I can complete routine technical stacks requiring basic skills with general supervision or guidance. If I choose an 8, I can develop innovative new solutions or research using a wide range of scientific and creative strategies regarding this skill. So take this moment for you. This will guide your experience through the platform. This will make your daily basis more attractive, more important, more useful for you. So we're gonna just click all the skills that I choose, and I'm going to the next step. Okay, we are going to show you the real environment. Let me change my screen. This is a testing environment, but I would like to show your real environment, the Empower. Can you see the Empower screen?
Yes.
Thank you. This is your daily basis when you do your login after the first time that you're gonna be through the onboarding to the welcome tour. This is your daily base page. You have 3 main options here: the home, the browse, and the profile. We're gonna explore everything, but let's take a minute here in this first page. Here in the top, you receive some advices that you started something and didn't finish it. You must complete something to the end of the day X. Your manager can say, hey, you need to watch this video up to the next Friday when you have the team meeting. Here are the reminders, okay? You can also see the reminders in the right corner, here in the bell. You can also check the notifications, okay? So take a minute to see this. You can see the Embraer main trainings, the suggested catalog. You can see people to follow. I'm starting from the right to the left, okay? Here there are suggestions on people to follow. Why the algorithm is suggesting this? Because these people are also following, sharing, and consuming the same content that I'm interested in for the skills. So in the middle, you're gonna see some the feed. Why the algorithm is tell me to be interested, that I should be interested in this? Because I'm following a pathway called Be a Leader in Embraer, or because Luis Gustavo shared this with me. Felipe, someone that is in the same group that I'm part of, he watched this video and the algorithm said, hey, Roberto, take a look. People from your group are watching this. People from your department and your pathway are following this, and you want to be impacted through this. It's important for you to be aware, and it's very common. People say, hey, my feed is not so good. Oh, I don't understand why I'm being impacted with this information. This is all related to the skills that you mentioned, interested in, the pathways you are following in the groups. We are exploring this in a few minutes. You can also see the pathways that you choose to follow. Groups are being created for you, and some pathways are already set up automatically for you. But anytime you can go and navigate through the platform and choose new pathways, new groups to be part and to follow, okay? And all the feed will be impacted to this, based on that. So this is the home. Let's check the browse. Here in the browse, you can see a lot of information. You can see featured pathways. That means the pathways that the company suggested for you. You can see development paths. You can see also featured providers. Take a look, you have a lot of providers, one-click providers. You can follow all these providers and get content for free from there. Just an example, you have a lot of. You can also see the featured content people suggested for you. You can see plans to follow. See US leadership, for example. You have Embraer digital transformation. You have a lot of content in English and in Portuguese. Just for you to have an idea, I was doing an exercise here. Let me know if you can see my Excel screen.
Yes.
You have today more than 230 pathways created in English for your development. You have entrepreneurship, you have trust across teams, you have brand management, agile, skills basic, curation experience. Oh, sorry, there are two in Spanish here, so 228. You have virtual collaboration, data analytics, a lot of pathways. And how do you can find this? How can you find these pathways and groups? You are in the browse page, so you can check pathways. You can check plans, and you can also do a search from the search space in the top of the page. Let me show you the search. You are in the internal, in the Empower environment, and you can search. For example, there's a suggestion for you. Suzanne from Brazil asked me to suggest you to follow a plan called Quarantine when you start writing, typing, everything will appear: pathways, plans, and also people.
Yeah, Bob, just replace the E with an A, and it should pop up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brazilian
There you
English.
go.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry
You're
about
welcome.
that. You can check. Yeah, but you see, you can start this with typos, and everything related will appear in all idioms. You have Spanish in the platform, you have Dutch in the platform, you have English. So please just check again and be sure that you are following the right content, because you have a plan designed for you. Please take note on that. Suzanne asking me to introduce you this plan, the Quarantine Learning Pathway. Here you have a lot of suggestions of pathways. You can see enhancing emotional intelligence, personal development, innovation, agile development, global teams, managing global teams, project management basics. It's all features for you. Okay. So this plan, how to follow a plan to be impacted in your browse, in your home, in your feed, just click follow. Okay. It's easy. Coming back to the browse, you can check. So we talked about plans. What's the difference between plans and pathways? Pathways are, let's talk about a library. You have a department talking about marketing, a marketing area, but the marketing area has more than 300 books. And you want to talk about pricing, you're gonna to one shelf and find the pricing. So pathway is the pricing department, the pricing shelf, but the marketing department area are all the shelves. Makes sense? The plan is something bigger. Let's talk about HR. And the pathway will talk about remuneration. Make sense for you? The difference between pathways and plans? And in the plan, you can have more than one subject related to a bigger one. So you can navigate and explore pathways. You have more than 200 pathways created in English for you. So take time to understand what makes sense for you. You can search, for example, active listening. That's something that I'm trying to be more effective. Active pathways, active listening. Here we go. You just select and you can follow this pathway just clicking. Make sense, guys, up to here? Browse, still in the browse. We're talking about pathways, plans, people. You can find people, you can find your manager, you can find the president, you can find your internal, you can find everyone that is in the platform. You can connect it, you can be connected through just one click on follow. And everything that this guy or this girl are following, are consuming content, you'll be notified by the feed. So my suggestion, what your president, your CEO is consuming, just follow him. You will see what kind of content, articles, videos, what are they consuming. Okay, groups is something really important. You have the ability, you have the right to create and be part of groups. You can create a group for your department. For example, I work to the client success department. I have my group with my internal team and my manager. And every time she needs something for us, she just say, hey guys, do this training up to the next Friday. We'll talk about this article in the meeting. So you can, the social learning it's the best, it's the funniest part here, because you can see what people are consuming, what people are preparing for. Don't forget to join groups, to create groups. There's a lot of groups created already, so you can just click on groups and find one that is your interest. Articles that you are gonna see, all the articles that are curated for you, videos, courses, podcasts. So I'm not clicking every single part of it, but you can also check the external catalog. When you click in external, you are leaving the Empower catalog. That means that the content that you are going to find outside is not already evaluated or approved from the HR or the training department, okay? But you can also access the external catalog. Let me go into the profile. The profile, there's a tool here that I would like to introduce you. That's the degree button. Degree button is something really nice. When you are navigating outside the platform, so let's set in your profile. Here, anytime you can choose to change your skills. Do you remember that we set up some skills in the beginning? You can come here and just unfollow or and add some another one. You can just add another one and start following. That's in the skills. Pathway is the same. Here is your personal page, okay? Your profile. When you go to settings, you can see the details from your account. You can configure your picture. You can change the idiom. Just come here, just adding another secondary email, your personal email. You can include, it's important to mention that all you consume, it's your development. It will stay with you, even if you leave the company one day. It's all yours, punctuation, it's all your knowledge, it's all your content, public content that you consume, it will stay in your catalog, in your personal library. So it's important for you to put your secondary email. You can choose the preferred content language and the degree displayed language, okay? But what I want to show you is the degree button. It's a feature very important because you can just click and add to Chrome. What this button does for us. Let me show you. If I'm navigating on Google, for example, I want to see an article for active listening. And I thought that was an important article that I want to bring it to my library, to my internal catalog. So I can just come here in this little link, the glasses here. That's the extension that I show you where to go in your profile, download the extension. Sorry. And as long as I can include some, just clicking here, I can send this for people, I can share with people, I can add it to a pathway, to a plan, or to a catalog. As long as I'm connected in the administrative tool, I'm not doing this, but you can, with just one click, send it to your boss, to your colleague, you can mark as complete, and it will come to your internal catalog. Make sense? It's just an extension for you when you are navigating outside and you see something that's important, you think it's important to share with the company or with your colleagues, you can just click in this link, in this extension. That's the degree extension, the degree button. Where you can find this again, you go to your profile, you go to settings, degree button, just add to Chrome. Very simple. Let's go back to the browser. Let me check. We talked about groups. I just have a list here for us to complete. We talk about groups. We talked about how to find content. So, for example, I want to find content at home. Let me check here, for example. Here you can add some videos, books. If you have the extension, if you are outside the environment and you want to bring things sort of here to inside, you just copy and paste here and add to the content, to the catalog. So let's search for resilience. I'm talking a lot about soft skills, okay? I'm sorry about that. I'm a human guy, humans. I'm from HR subsystems. So we can check on profile. Let's find something internal and external to be clear the difference. And I want to add, I want to check my collection. So you can check your collection, the items that you checked as completed. As you enter in the content in mark as completed, it comes to your personal library, to your collection. And you can share from here. You can enter in the content and share it with someone. You can send this for your colleagues. Let's enter in a pathway. May I open for questions right now? Do you have some questions right now? We have time. We schedule a lot of time. So if you want to ask something right now, it's okay.
Oh, Bobby, just to add here, I think we miss here that when you begin, you show how you can evaluate yourself on skills, but you can also request others, like your manager, to also evaluate you. So I think this is important to mention. So
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much for the collaboration. The first step was our self rating, right? And you can also, thank you, Katya. It's a default. It's a tool already installed for you. You can come to your skill, leadership, for example, and I self-rated my skill of leadership development. I rate myself. I put a number 6 for me, but I can ask I can request my manager his rating for this, and not my own man, my direct manager. If I did a gig in another a squad for agile project, and I was part of something different from my whole, and I developed it, and I needed to use a skill of leadership, I can ask for this guy, of this person that was my boss in this project. So I can ask this rating. So I can search for the name. I don't know if Christopher is here. Or maybe, yeah.
Try Suzanne.
Maybe Suzanne, for sure she is here. Suzanne. Here she is. So I can ask Suzanne to evaluate my ability and my skill on leadership development, for example. Okay, just click done, and she will receive this revision in her email inbox. Let's see pathways, guys. Pathways is something that's nice. You can follow as many pathways as you want. You can create a pathway. I don't know if you want to check creation about pathways. It's something more. You have already 200 created for you. There's a team in learning department creating more pathways for you. For example, let's check one title here. For example, you can talk about managing conflict. Let's check this. I can search for the subject that I want, and I will see skills, pathways, or people with the managing conflict skills. North America, remote managing wellness webinar series. Oh, that sounds interesting. So I click in this subject, and I can start following this pathway. Just clicking the plus sign on here.
That's actually where this recording is going to be going in about 3 hours. It'll go right into this pathway. So thanks.
So you can start watching this pathway. Okay, just do the click here, and when you finish, it's very important. to mark complete, to ensure that this content will be referred in your own collection, in your own library. Also, from the pathway, you can give, for example, I can mark complete, and I can, it's important, as long as we are a learning system for you to share content and to share experience, please evaluate, please share in a group. For example, I can send to people, for example, to Suzanne, no? Just, you can make a lot of things. Enjoy, referral, share, add to a pathway that you are want to create. You can report a problem. You have a lot of features that it's just intuitive. It's easy. I promise it's easy. I have just 3 months in the company, and it's really simple. When you start navigating, when you start focus on a team that you want to develop, one skill that you want to develop, you can search anytime to the search bar. You can start following people that are sharing this. Remember, every time you start following people, sharing content and being part of groups, your feed will, that's why Katia mentioned it before. Your feed, her feed is totally different from mine, because my feed is impacted through the people I'm following, based on the skills and pathways that I'm part of. Doubts here, guys?
Bob, do you want to share with them about the points? You see you have 104.
Oh, this is a gamification. This is a gamification strategy for you to be challenged. It's nothing related to HR measurement. It's much more for you to check your development than other thing. So, for example, when you consume an article and check as completed, you earn some points. If you see a video that's easier, you get earn less points. So it's not a science behind of this. Is just more a gamification for you to be challenged, to challenge yourself. Our company is trying to say, hey, who gets 10,000 points before will be the next speaker in the team meeting in the summit, and we'll talk about how was the experience of learning through the platform. There's some companies trying to make this a gamification subject, trying to motivate people about through points. My point is, I'm challenging myself to the knowledge of skills that I think I will need for the future. If your company just say, oh, we are going to this way, and you are seeing that people with agile methodology skills are being invited to next projects, okay, let's start studying agile. Let's see agile. What do we have about agile? You have people to follow. You have, see, skills. Agile, I can click in the skill and I can start following this skill. And start following pathways and content. I can consume content from direct, and I can add skills to my profile like agile. Just clicking the plus sign, okay? Add a self-rating. Sorry, I clicked in the plus sign, but just here, just start follow. And then I can add my rating, and then I can ask my manager for a review rating. Is it clear? Did I answer your question?
I think so.
Just to be clear, it's a methodology to count points. It's more to see, to check how are you challenging yourself. You can also correlate with time in the tool, but it's not something to control people development. Mm-hmm. Katia, would you like to include something here?
No, I think that's it. Just to inform here that when you self-evaluate in each skills, it's gonna make the algorithm works for you in terms of the level of the content. So this is one point. And for the company side, it's important for the human resource or for the leadership to understand what kind of skills Embraer has or does not have in terms of taking strategic decisions. So do we have people ready for leadership? Do we have people that prepare for agile, as Bobby said? So it's really important that you rate yourself as you feel confident to apply this skill in your day-to-day. Okay, so this is something. And another point to add here, I always say that there are three different pillars here. So the first one is the mandatory courses, so something that's regulatory that you have to apply. The second one is what Embraer.
Just to complete what you're talking, sorry to interrupt, it's important. When you have a mandatory course, a mandatory training, it will appear here in the top of your feed and your remembers, your notifications. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So the first one is the mandatory, you have to do it. The second one is what Embraer expect for you in terms of what you're doing today. And the third one is just what you want to develop yourself. So as I said in the beginning, you can be an engineer, but you want to develop yourself in marketing, in human resource, in everything. So take the advantage of this platform to develop yourself in everything that you feel that you just want to be prepared for the future.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions here? Is anything else that you think that we can go back again, some more details?
Any question on chat, Patrick? I can't see right now.
Yeah, we actually we don't have any chat questions, but I would be happy to open it up to if you have a question, unmute yourself and go ahead and ask ask away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Hey, Chris, this is Sue. Can you hear me? Hi. How do I get to this platform? I know that I've been to it before, and I don't know if this split with Yabora caused it to separate, if this is set up on the Yabora side.
Right. So that's a good question. And let me first share with you all how you get into it, because that's actually something that would be very helpful, I'm sure. Let me share my slides for a second here. Can you all see my homepage?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. No, I'm going to go through this the long way. I do have a shortcut right to Degreed, which takes me right to Empower. But my long way is to go through ADP. So I sign in as I normally would into ADP, and I've got the My Embraer link. Now, if you have an Embraer link specifically, the My Embraer link, use that. I like to take the long road, I guess. And that takes you, so you would log into My Embraer, and you see this Empower block here. I'm sure if anybody's ever had to sign up for a class, or if we have those mandatory programs that we all have to finish by the end of the year, you click that and you would normally go into internal catalog. But for Empower's Degreed, what you would do is do the self-development platform. You click the self-development platform, and normally I just logged in not long ago, so it's got me in already. But it would ask you to log in, and for the first time, it's your regular login information, as you would with anything else. And then there, I'm in my homepage.
Okay, so Chris, if that choice does not exist when I click on Empower in the Yabora environment, that means that Degreed is not linked to the Yabora side.
That is correct. Okay. Because that's one of the things that I'd heard, that when we were going with the split, that Yabora was not going to have Degreed, but now that we're sticking together, we'll have to work on that.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. All right, guys, what other questions are out there? We've got our two experts on the line now. Let me stop sharing. We want to make sure to use their time wisely. So go ahead. What questions do you have out there?
No, people is shy.
Hey guys, just to recap, although you have the opportunity to go inside, set up the skills that you want for this moment. Oh, please take the opportunity to click in this QBR right now to take the survey, please. It's important for us. So you have the opportunity to go through this welcome tour. Take the time to understand what skills do you need to develop or to be more bold on. Choose them, self-rate yourself. After a time, you can ask for your manager or for someone that you reported to in a project to evaluate these skills. Once inside the tool, you have the main page, the browse, the home. In the home page, you can see all you choose it, the pathways, the groups, the skills. The algorithm propose people for you to follow. Don't forget to follow people from your interests, the executive ones, your boss, your manager, or someone that you admire in the company. Be aware what these people are consuming and sharing. This is the social learning. For me, the most funny part of this tool, to understand what people are going through, what they are watching, what they are consuming. Then you can go through the navigation, the page, the second opportunity, navigation spot. You can find pathways, you can find plans, you can join groups, you can navigate everything inside the environment and outside the environment. At this moment, you have a lot of content created for you. Just take a look there. And you have the third one, the profile, where you can add skills, delete skills. You can configure the idiom, include the degree button. Don't forget this degree button is so funny because you're reading some technical material and you want to share this. You want to put this to the platform. It's just one click and it comes to your profile. Katya, what more I'm forgetting here? Just trying to recap. We have a little more time and I want to be sure that we cover all the points.
I think we are okay in everything. You may, when you're using the platform, if you have any questions, we are more than happy to help. You feel free to contact me anytime. I'm gonna send my contacts to Christopher. You can call me, you can write me. Happy to connect. I understand when you see the platform, sometimes you feel like a little bit confused, but when you're using it and you're receiving the content, you feel more comfortable. But feel free to contact anytime. I'm more than happy to help.
Yeah, I agree, Katya. I've been working with this for some time now, and it's actually, you learn really quickly. The more you're in there, the more you learn. And it didn't take me long to just get into it and really get to understand the different pieces, but there's a lot to it. So I highly suggest all of you get in it and just start messing around. You're not going to break anything. Just enjoy, have fun. We do have a question in our chat for both of you.
Yes, just saw it.
Yeah. So we have one person is asking, so when we join a group, is there an approval step? Or do you request and you're in?
Oh, good question. We have different types of groups. When you create a group, you can set up this a private group or a public group or an administrative group. None of you have all the license. So some people have the admin license like Christopher, and some people have the end user license like me. And when it's a public group, it's just one click and say, I want to be part of this group, and you go inside. It's a closed group. You can ask for admission. And the admin will say, okay, you can join or not, and why you not. So you have both of them. Okay, you have different kind of group. You can create a group, a closed group for you to discuss with your colleagues. What kind of stuff do you think it's important for us to be the next stage for the next step of our career? So you can create closed groups or open groups. Just check it's easy, it's intuitive, and you can just click what kind of group. And when you join the group, it says it's an open group, so you can just click and go inside.
Very good. Thank you.
Guys, again, please answer the survey. It's important for us to allow us to be more with you, to do the next one. Right, Chris?
Exactly. And for everybody that has not used a QR code in the past, it's really easy. And what you do is you just take your phone, open up the camera on your phone, and just face your phone to this QR code that you see, the big black and white block. and it's amazing. Your phone takes over, and it'll start into my survey questions for you. So if you would just take a couple minutes. Now, if it doesn't work for any reason, not a worry. I'm gonna send an email post session with the more old-fashioned link, and you can complete it there. But we definitely would love to have your feedback, not just on this topic and what we're going through today, but also for future sessions. So please take a couple minutes and give your feedback. It's very much appreciated. So are there any other questions out there in the group? Well, guys, I think we're good. I think we've answered them all, because was it silence equals expertise?
I got one question, Chris.
There we go. Felipe. Go for it, Felipe.
I just started using the tool a little bit more, and I'm trying to find ways to share with my team so they can start using it as well. It does take a little bit of time to get used to it and learn. One question I have that I haven't been able to find out yet because I haven't researched enough: are there any courses or trainings in there that you can earn actual like certification or something from it, or are they all just self-learning tools just for your own knowledge? I was just curious about that.
So,
Katya, would you like, or may I go?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. There's different opportunities. For example, if you have some mandatory courses that you need to have the certification, and it's inside the company in the LMS, and you go through the degree platform, you can generate the certification that's certified. We have a product called skill certification. It's about 2,000 subjects that we can provide a certification, but it's a different product that we can set up with commercial department. When I showed you self-rating and manager certification, we have two more steps. We have one step that's a tool that will be a discussion through technical team. And then we have a different one that is skill certification. That's a paid solution that it's an institute, a global institute called Alumna, that will certify in different skills, and you can provide this certification. But not all of them, okay? It's a different product. If you have the opportunity of this challenge with a specific course, with a specific skill, we have this product inside the company. But I would like to introduce the commercial department. It's not my whole my whole. I know that we have this for specific skills that we need to certify people. We have this, not in the full license that you see that I showed today.
But I think the question, sorry if I'm wrong, but I understand that the question is more if you get the certificate from a course, right? Not just your skills. Is that correct? Because just an example, if you conclude a course in Coursera or any other platform, the certificate comes from Coursera. It does not come from degree. But yes, you can be certified from this content provider. Is that your question?
Yeah, I think it was just more high level to understand if there are any of the courses or trainings that are in there that you can actually get some sort of a certification once you complete it, right? Because I think that could be an incentive as well for the teams to do more.
Mm-hmm. Yes, if you conclude a course, yes, you can get a certificate. It's not a degree one, it's from the content provider. In degree, you're gonna be recognized by the points as the gamification, what Bob showed that you're gain points. It depends on the level of the content and how long it takes for you to conclude it. So it makes this the punctuation.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Katya.
All right. And I think, well, just checking the chat one more time. I don't see any more questions coming in, so I think we're good to go. Katya and Bob, thank you so much for your time today. This has been very informative, and I look forward to having more of these with you all.
Yes, I hope so. Maybe we can schedule one in the future after everyone is using, and then we have more specific question. I know it sounds a little bit much information, but when you start using, as you said, it's going to be more familiar, and then we can make one in the future with very specific questions.
Just one more point. We have some pathways, how to use degree. I showed the pathway in the plan that Suzanne asked me about the quarantine, but I forget to mention that we have a step-by-step, an introduction, onboarding on the pathways, how to use degree. You can search it on the search bar, and there you can see a lot of videos from us talking. Click here, go through here, check the pathway. So this was a high-level overview just for you to understand the way we work for the next month or in 2 months. Or Christopher, please hit me when you want. I'm here to ensure that you're getting the best from the tool. That's my role. I'm a client success manager for Embraer. So count on me to solve any doubt. If I don't know, I can find someone that can help me to figure out the best way for you to have a good experience using our platform. Please count on us.
Wonderful. Thank you both.
Thank you very much, guys. Nice to meet you.
All right, everyone have a wonderful day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.